두 눈동자여 지난 모든 기억들을 지워줘.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Seder Survival with StickyFang Gaming. And today's episode is going to be a little bit special. It's not going to have a whole lot of gameplay, but I'm actually going to be interviewing, in a sense, 3 of the top players in the game. You may know them or you may not. If you look at the game's leaderboards, I'm sure you've seen them, or if you check it out now, you can scroll through and see them. But I'm going to be interviewing NIMkey, I'm going to be interviewing Cold Bodies, and I'm also going to be interviewing Daedric Archon, 3 of the top players of the game. The interviews took place over chat just because that was the easiest way to get in contact with them. That way I gave them the opportunity to reply when they were able to, because as you can probably imagine, they're very, very busy guys. So I really appreciate you guys for taking your time out and interviewing with me if you're watching this video. And we're going to go over some strategies when it comes to attacking. We're going to be talking about what are their thoughts of the game so far, what are some things they'd like to see in the future, and then just kind of having a little bit of a conversation. So instead of holding you guys up, let's go on right into it. To start off, we're going to go with Nemke from State 11. He is currently ranked number 13 in power and number 6 in kills. So as you can see here in this chat, NIMkey starts off by basically thanking the community for just being awesome. He's been playing the game for about 7 months so far. Again, he's in State 11, which is the same state that I reside in. And he just enjoys the micro-universe that the company has given him. He's enjoyed making friends, enemies, meeting people who are power-hungry, dealing with politics. And all in all, the experience that he has had so far in the game has been very rewarding to him. And I kind of asked him a little bit about, well, what are some things that you want to see in the future, or some things that you don't like about the game? And he didn't really have a whole lot to say in regards of what he doesn't like about the game. What he does want to see in the future is he actually wants to set up a learning how to rally with NIMkey video with me, kind of helping him out with that. So if that's something that you guys would like to see, let us know in the comments below. He would like to give back to the community as being one of the top players in the game. He would like to give lessons on what he knows in order to help others. So, and then that's kind of what we talked about. Our conversation was very brief, simply because I was trying to interview him during the same time as Kill Event. And as we all know, in State 11, Kill Event is very hectic. So we never really got to get back too depth in conversation, but that was NIMkey. Next up, we're going to go over to Cold Bodies. So Cold Bodies is from State 30. He is currently ranked number 16 as of this video, and he is ranked number 54 in kills in the game. And he actually had a lot more to say about State of Survival as a whole. So I'll go off of our interview verbatim in case you can't read the screen. And so it started off, hey sir, StickyFang Gaming here. I'd like to ask you a few questions for an upcoming video. Cold Bodies. Sure, ask away. Well, first I'd like to ask, what are your general thoughts currently of State of Survival after about 7 months since the game's release? Underdeveloped, understaffed, big gap between the developers and the community manager cannot seem to keep a communication going. I understand he is not alone in his role, but even then, it is a bit slacking. Some very strong words from Cold Bodies. I went on to ask, what do you think they need to do in the future to kind of fix this issue? Cold Bodies went on to say, I can see they try to balance players and power, but in ways that is pissing off their community. Very true. Examples are at the Jester Festival, and where players could get 1 million hero XP in just 5 Jester hits. That costs about 100,000 bio caps in the story, a bit less if you buy all the hero XP in the VIP store, but still, not a wise move. The many exploits that repeatedly have been reported and supposedly were fixed reoccurred. Examples were the Alliance Throwdown, where players could switch Alliance and then they can take all the rewards up to tier 24 once more, as long as there was an Alliance to join that maxed out all the tiers. We also have seen the reports of this event, Becca Open Road, which was last week, and where members could take about 4,000 advanced hero searches and max out their heroes that way, which I saw myself and did not take advantage of. And then he also says a top-up streak with a March skin that is all of a sudden 30 days valid rather than a permanent while it still shows elite colors and other skins were permanent. So many things go wrong in marketing and development that people stop spending money and more wait for the next exploit as they know that the Kings group never does anything about it. They will never take your items. They will never plug the hole. They will just do a hot patch and that's it. So, what do I think they need to do in the future? Bug test the patches, the events, the items themselves. All of it comes down to State 1 as the test environment, and it seems these exploits slip through. Maybe because the lack of testers, or maybe because no money is used. I don't know. But the bug testing there is not conclusive for some reason. They also could take some advice from the community and what is needed to keep players interested. Of course, they can keep opening up state after state, over 150 states now, and hope that new player means new money, but big spenders will dry up at some point, as it is simply not interesting to keep buying disposable skins. Who needs 500 million battle power? Very true. That is only troops for power-up events, as you can't even get half in the hospital during a reservoir raid or capital clash because there's not much competition. So a state versus state is needed, which I've also been saying myself, and a fresh new state map where several states can compete against each other in a state migration system, and where the governor of that state can set a limit on battle power of people that come in, and a token system that would demand more tokens based on the player rank in that state. If you're a rank 1 in battle power in the state, you will pay the big price if the governor allows you to come in. Low rank, low price. It will mean states will recruit and poach, and players in empty states will have a good chance as well as motivation to keep playing in another state. Old accounts will be revived and used as a farm, and of course a limit should be set to have how many settlement a player is allowed to have in one state. Right now it is a two settlement minimum per state is what the game has. At this point, this is when I told him, that is a very in-depth analysis, and it provided some really good feedback. And I asked, is there anything else you'd like for me to include in this video? And his final remarks were basically giving kudos to some areas. So he said they have a good concept for the game. The graphics are nice. We all love zombies. The story is a bit meh, but acceptable, and they need to listen to player feedback. Some other things he wanted to mention was, why can't I send a march back out of my assembly point? Why can't we set a leader in Alliance HQ? Why do governor titles have a 24-hour cooldown and not like a 12-hour cooldown? Why do all the 10% perks, building, research, training speed have to be only 1 hour? Why can't it be 3 separate ones? And can't scores of events not be published for all states to have some form of competition going already? Horde, trap, etc. So a game-wide scoring sheet or ranking or something. There are some seemingly low-effort tweaks possible that already would make a more happy community, but so far they seem advice resistant. Sorry, can't read today. And that was basically it for the interview for Cold Bodies. Again, very strong remarks, very strong suggestions and feedback for the game developers. And this is just the mindset of one of the top guys in the game. So I'm sure some of you guys agree, some of you guys may not. Feel free to leave comments about his specific portion of the interview below. And next up, we're going to move on to Daedric Archon, the #1 killer of the game so far with over 1 billion kills, and is not even close. So, without further ado, Daedric Archon, State 42, #10 in power, and #1 in kills. And today he's going to talk about battle strategy and how he has gotten his 1 billion kills over the span of a few months of him playing the game State of Survival. This interview is actually going to be all him talking. I don't think I could get a word in. He's just so passionate about death and destruction that he wrote me a book and I didn't have to reply. So thank you, Daedric, for this, and let's just get right into what he says. So, State 42 has become a desolate wasteland in my design and intention. With all of my killing, I've either made hundreds of players quit the game or consolidated power into the top 10. Every other alliance outside of the top 10 is cannon fodder at this point. There is definitely a strategy to killing. I have 2.6 million troops as of this moment, and I have ensured my medals and gear reach top tier status early, and my research is in tier 6. My March A is focused on legendary heroes with siege skill, for example Miho, Jeb, Trish, etc. I never rally, ever. I have always attacked solo, which is why you will notice my losses have stacked quickly. However, I continue to feed my troop count to replace those troops. I attack 600,000 troop settlements and settlements underdependent on their heroes, reinforcements, gear, etc. The 1 billion kills come from what is called zeroing. I don't just put troops in the hospital. I will continue to hit a settlement until it is crippled with all troops dead or in the hospital. When I go out to kill, I will solo an entire alliance hive and hit every single city. I don't leave until that has been accomplished. Since I am VIP 12, I have a substantial advantage with talent points, and I am able to quickly switch between war and economy. I activate all 12% war buffs prior to attacks, including activating primary war talents from the war tree. It's important to have a 1A march and 2B marches to set up and ready to use through troop formation. He also went on to say, I suggest other killers out there combine solo and rally. I like to solo as that is simply my stamp of recognition. I assume that's what it says. Stats are the name of the game. Troop count does not matter if you don't have the numbers. Priority is chief and hero gear. After that, research, then medals. Your T10s only matter if the above mentioned has been looked after. Hit the biggest players first in a hive. That takes care of the possibility of them reinforcing smaller players. If an alliance has a farm alliance, hit that too. Deplete resources. It's like in a real war. Remove their supply lines and watch them run dry. Always keep stocked on advanced relocators. These allow you to auto-cancel rallies and marches if needed and allow for quick adjustment for strategic position. Rule number 1 of State of Survival. Battle power does not matter if you do not have the stats. I have to admit, no truer words have ever been said. And as you can see from this screenshot here, his kills do not lie. Over 1 billion kills. This guy knows what he's talking about. What he just gave us as a community is gold. The advice he just gave is basically going to keep you, if you're a top guy, it's going to keep you as a top guy. And if you're working to become a top guy, or maybe you're just a killer like him, he just gave you the recipe to become the top killer in your state. This is an exclusive interview, guys. He just gave you the key. So go back and rewatch this video as many times as you like. Take notes. Again, his kills don't lie. 1 billion kills is a lot. To end the video, I'd like to say thank you to NIMkey for your time. If anyone's watching and they want to have that learning how to rally with NIMkey video come out, again, like this video, comment. He's willing to do it. He just needs to know who's interested. Thank you, Cold Bodies, for your time and your very in-depth review of the game so far and the suggestions you've given. Hopefully some developers will watch this video and maybe contact you or reach out some way, or maybe just take your advice and do some of those things. And then lastly, again, thank you to Daedric Archon, the murderer, the psychopath. It was great getting to have that conversation with you. You are the most passionate guy I've ever met to kill people. So you're sick, but I love you, bro. Thank you for your time. And if there's other top players who are willing to kind of talk with me, I would love to pick your brain. If there's something you want to relate to the community, let me know. Reach out to me on Discord. Reach out to me in game. I'd love to talk with you. If you're within the top 100 power of the game, or top 100 kills or heroes or whatever, reach out to me. I'd love to talk with you. I'm just a normal sticky kind of guy, so it'd be great to kind of get that connection going. As always, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more here on State of Survival with StickyFang Gaming.
비춰 두 눈동자여 지난 모든 기억들을 지워줘